sinabi po ni Vice President Sara dun sa kanyang statement na isa sa mga nasa likod ng mga parata ng former Senator Trillanes is the sitting President. So,
ito na mga kabisdak, may buwelta si Vice President Inday Sara Duterte dito kay Antonio Trililing, sundalong kanin na si Trillanes. Ayon sa Vice President Inday Sara, sobrang sinungaling ho ito at tuta ni Bongbong Marcos. Ewan ko ba bakit may naniniwala pa rin dito sa hinayupak na ito na parang sirang plaka. Pabalik-balik ang mga akusasyon, wala namang ebidensya, wala namang tunay na mga aligasyon, kundi puro mga kasinungalingan lamang itong hinayupak na sundalong kanin. Tama po dito si Inday Sara, talagang tuta po ito ni Bongbong Marcos. Defense team nagkaroon po ng press co na ngayong araw at sinagot po ang mga isyo dyan sa sarswilang impeachment ng House of Crocodile Farm, anak ng kamuti. No? Magandang gabi po sa ating lahat at palike po muna, pa-share, pa-subscribe at pakipindot po ang inyong mga notification bell para lagi po kayong updated sa ating mga video. Kagahapon nga ho, pagkatapos ng mga kasinungalingan ng House of Representatives, mga black propaganda labang kay Vice President Inday Sara Duterte, sumagot po ang si Inday Sara patungkol sa kasinungalingan ni Antonio Trililing Trillanes. At narito po ang sa pahayag ni Vice President Inday Sara Duterte. Mga kababayan, for nearly a decade, Mr. Antonio Trillanes IV has been peddling the same incredible story about alleged billions in bank accounts from 2016 to 2026. Nothing in his narrative has changed. What has changed, however, is the machinery now backing him. Wala nang iba kundi si Bangag. Today, he is backed by a sitting president who must be compelled to submit to a simple drug test. Takot nga magpa-drug test eh. Law bender, members of the House of Representatives that have received malita and have repeatedly disregarded constitutional limits, a commission on audit that appears to time its issuance in a matter that conveniently aligns with political attacks. And newly installed AMLAC official who remains silent and refuse to clarify that there have been no findings of violation of anti-money laundering laws. Siyempre, tuta ni Bangag din yan, appointee. And the billions of peso in bank accounts are untrue. Di naman talaga totoo. Hindi rin may kaila ang timing ng lahat ng ito. Ang sunod-sunod na aligasyon at kaso laban sa akin ay nagsimula matapos akong umalis sa gabinete sa panahong tumanggi akong pumirma sa isang pambansang budget na hindi na kayang ipagtanggol sa taong bayan. Simple lang ang sagot ko sa lahat ng paninira. Malinis ang aking service record. Hindi ako kailanman nagkaroon ng kaso sa paggamit ng pondo ng bayan. Lahat ng aking ari-arian at pera ay idiniklara ko sa aking salin. Ang bawat sentimo ay mula sa lehitimong pinanggalingan at may kaukulang dokumento. Excuse me po. Tuloy. Ang mga totoong magnanakaw, hindi sa bangko pinapasok ang pera kundi sa malita. Tama. Ba sabi ko nga bakit sa bangko? Magkaroon lang ng tris. Mga kababayan, habang lalong lumalalim ang paggamit at mga abuso ng administrasyon sa ating mga institusyon para sa politika, lalong nahahalata ang kanilang takot ng managot. Kung gaano katindi ang paninira sa akin, ganun din katindi ang katahimikan at takot nilang managot sa bilyong-bilyong pisong ninakaw, inilagay sa balita at inilabas sa bansa. Tinakas na palatunitang balustos at nabangag. Nasaan ang malinaw na sagot sa mga bilyon-bilyong piso sa flood control projects? Nasaan ang konkretong solusyon sa patuloy na pagtaas ng presyo ng bilihin? Sa kahirapan at kagutuman, nasaan ang direksyon sa usapang pangkapayapaan sa Mindanao? Nasaan ang tunay na independent foreign policy? At nasaan ang agarang aksyon sa mga krimen at patuloy na rananasan ng ating mga kababayan? Huwag kayong magpaninlang sa ingay ng impeachment na ito dahil ang tunay na laban ay para sa kapakanan ng Pilipinong dumaranas at dumaraan sa tumitinding hamon ng buhay araw-araw. Yan po yung sagot ni Vice President Inday Sara Duterte sa mga paninira ni Antonio Trillanes, anak ng kagwang pinunduhan ni Bongbong Marcos. Malinaw yung statement ni Inday na itong si Trillanes ay tuta ng gobyernong nakangiwi ang panga. Yan po ang maliwanag dyan. At narito naman po yung press con ng depensa ni Vice President Inday Sara na sinagot po lahat ng mga aligasyon, akusasyon, mapanira labang kay Inday. Pakinggan po natin.
Ano pong plano ng defense team kung paano nyo po dedepensahan? O I know na nag-release na po ng statement si Vice President Sara Duterte denying the accusations of former Senator Trillanes and yung mga naging findings po dun sa kanyang salin at ng AMLAC. Pero paano nyo sir yung dedepensahan kung sinasabi po ng PISE na lahat ng kanyang pera, ari-arian ay idineklara sa salin niya pero hindi po nagtutugma doon sa findings mismo, doon sa mga dokumento na pinresenta na maging yung mga financial records and transactions po na ipinakita ng Anti-Money Laundering Council?
Opo. Actually, ma'am, yung salitang hindi nagtutugma is a conclusion in itself. No? Yan yung posisyon namin. Para po sa amin, actually, wala naman pong hindi nagtutugma. perhaps it's just the way that things were presented. Obviously, as I said, we cannot disclose how we will defend the Vice President. But yung nangyari kahapon, of course, is something we already expected as a defense team, lalong-lalo na nung alam natin na itong committee hearing sa babalitaan natin mga subpoenas. So, we were expecting those things, but yung gusto ko lang i-clarify, yung hindi nagtutugma, yan yung misconception na gusto natin ma-clarify today, no? To responding to your questions. Again, we cannot go into details on how we will defend, but syempre iba kasi, ang point namin is yun nga iba yung pag nasa trial na tayo kasi at least doon, we can test the credibility not only of the witnesses but even the documents that are being presented.
Are you saying, sir, na yung mga pinresenta, for example, yung mga allegations po na ipinakita ng mga dokumento ni former Senator Trillanes, is not credible enough kahit na nung tinanong po ito sa AMLAC ay na-confirm naman nila?
No, I'd like to correct that. No, I don't want also the former senator to also get the misimpression that I'm not saying it's not credible. What we're saying is we don't know, and we need to test the credibility of all these things. In fact, even in the Justice Committee, di ba, ang sinasabi nila, we're only here for probable cause. We're not here to test the credibility just yet. Di ba ganun din? So that is why kaya nga may trial kasi kung yung mga bagay na yan credible na, so ano pa ang ba't pa tayo mag-impeachment trial, hindi pa? So kami talaga we believe that pagdating ng panahon, kung talagang ito ay matransmit sa impeachment court, we are confident that we will be able to show na walang katotohanan yung hindi nagtutugma yung mga pinakita kahapon dun sa mismong salin. It's siguro I don't want to get into details, but I'm also not saying na kasinungalingan yung mga present kahapon na. What I'm saying is the way it's presented. No, the way it's presented, doon tayo magkakaroon ng pagkakataluhan. Kung accurate ba yung presentation na gano'n.
Next, DJ Mendoza na 25. Sir, I understand. Doon sa muna tayo, sir, sa may AMLAC report. Yung kahapon, namili randomly pick ng 18 transactions, if I'm not mistaken, ano, then parang tila sabi ng iba ay vindicated na si Senator Trillanes with those mga sinasabi na ng unang pahayag before. Ano yung komento ng Vice President regarding dun sa mga naging pahayag nitong si Senator Trillanes and dun sa lumalabas sa AMLAC report?
Well, sa amin naman, we don't really want to comment on the vindicated or anything like that. Kasi ang position talaga namin, vindication will come once it's all presented in the impeachment court and we're able to cross-examine all the witnesses and to test the evidence. No? Pagdating sa AMLAC, as I've said, it's a matter of presentation kasi. No? And I think marami na rin lumalabas na post. So siguro, dadaanan ko na kahit paano without going into the details. I think nakikita naman natin sa mga posts na the way the AMLAC numbers are presented, aggregate kasi yan. Ibig sabihin, lahat ng withdrawals mo, lahat ng deposits mo pagdating sa inflow and outflow, pinagsama-sama. So, simplihan ko lang. Meron akong 1,000 pesos. Dineposit ko. Winidraw ko. Di ba? Ang lalabas sa total transactions mo, 2,000 na. Pero actually, ang nasa banko mo, 0 na. Di ba? So, ganun kasimple, no? Now, and so, kaya sinasabi namin na, again, hindi ko sinasabing maling AMLAC. I want to show due respect naman to AMLAC. But the way that AMLAC data is normally presented is that it is an aggregate of all transactions. Siguro balikan natin yung 2017, di ba nagkaroon ng issue na dyan noon. At in fact, AMLAC issued an official statement saying na hindi accurate yung accounts in terms of account balances or what is actually inside the account of a person. Kasi aggregate yung ginagawang number. So lahat ng inflows dyan, lahat ng outflows dyan, in-add up lang. Kaya may tendency talaga na maging bloated, no, yung figures.
Parang pinapataba lang yung figures ng House of Representatives patungkol sa transaction laban kay Vice President Inday Sara para magmisto lang malaki. Oy, ganyan. Tingnan mo yung mga bubot, tanga ng mga supporters ibang mga dilawan, pinklawan at bubunista. Talagang feeling nila na si Inday Sara meron 6.7 billion sa bangko, anak ng kamuti. Kay Bangag daw 100 billion kada taon eh. 'Di ba sabi ni ni Saldico at 1 billion to 2 billion na SOP buwan-buwan. Oh, tingnan mo naman, si Inday Sara 20 years. Yung transaction na yan, hindi pa talaga yan ang laman ng pera ng bank account ni Inday Sara. Siyempre ililis yan. Magkano na lang yung matitira doon? It doesn't mean na yan ang pera dahil yan ang labas-pasok. Maliwanag na gusto lang nila palakihin ang amount para magmisto lang masama si Inday. Tuloy po natin.
Kahapon rin may napag-usapan na i-net na lang natin, di ba? Outflows, inflows minus outflows or outflows minus inflows net. So yun pa rin yun. Nakikita ko yung point nun, no? And with due respect dun sa mga nag-raise, nakikita ko yung point. But our point naman is, kung bloated na yung outflow mo, saka bloated na yung inflow mo, edi bloated din yung net. Diba? So doon lang kami pinanggagalingan. Again, I don't want to go into the details na. But para lang maintindihan ng taong bayan, na ganun kasi the way it's presented. Ina-add lahat ng deposits, ina-add lahat ng pumasok bali sa account mo, ina-add lahat ng lumabas. But it is not determinative or conclusive as to magkano ba talaga yung nasa loob ng account. And we are talking about transactions that span over 18 years, if I'm not mistaken. Over 18 years. So, yun ang magiging, talagang para sa amin, it's bloated talaga ang number.
Sir, dapat mapag-usapan para sa impeachment yung Sal and VP Sara ng mga panahon ng Vice Mayor and Mayor siya.
Of course, para sa amin hindi.
Hindi.
No? Because obviously, ano ba ang purpose ng impeachment? Diba ang basis ng impeachment is meron tayong impeachable offenses. Ang impeachable offenses ay offenses, again, committed while the impeachable officer is in office as an impeachable officer. So, ibig sabihin nun, doon lang sa time na vice-presidente siya. So,
Correct.
yung mga 2000, may 2005 pa ba? 2006, 2007, na hindi naman siya impeachable officer, hindi na yan sa cloud ng impeachment proceedings.
Masyadong malayo lang.
Attorney. VP Sara just released a statement for earlier denying the allegations about the billions in bank accounts, also hitting COA and AMLAC. Does the Vice President plan to say her latest statement in front of the House Committee on Justice? Will she ever attend the House Committee on Justice hearing on her impeachment?
Again, her attendance or should I say non-attendance is based on the position of the defense, no, regarding the jurisdiction or the lack thereof in terms of the type or the nature of proceedings that are being conducted. So, pagdating naman dyan, I think kaya nga sinapubliko na lang niya yung statement niya. Pero hindi ibig sabihin nito na ayaw rumisponde o sumagot ng ating Vice Presidente sa paratang. Palagi namin sinasabi, alam ko medyo gasgas na siguro, stenga natin yung appropriate forum. Pero naniniwala naman kasi talaga kami na kung talagang aakyat ito sa Senate impeachment, makikita nyo yung sagot ng defense sa lahat ng paratang na ito.
Iakyat nyo na kasi sa impeachment court.
Dala
Wala kasi mga ebidensya.
Good afternoon po. Earlier, nag-interview si Congresswoman Leila de Lima, and ang sabi niya, yung 6.7 billion na dinisclose ng AMLAC, pwede daw mag-constitute as ill-gotten wealth kay Vice President. Ano po yung reaction niya dito?
Lo.
Well, I respect Congresswoman De Lima, former Senator De Lima, and she's entitled to her opinion. Sa amin naman, ang plano lang namin is to show why those numbers are actually inaccurate.
And
Teka
second
lang.
question,
Elgatin Wealth, Laila de Lima, 6.7 transaction lang labas-pasok. Elgatin Wealth, anak ng kagwang. Tingnan sa Saba. Kain Saba na lang kay Junela.
Si Attorney Sheila would like to also add on to that.
Just in addition to what Mike had already said, I think what's important for us to understand at this point is that a mere presentation of supposed evidence before a committee that is not authorized to conduct trial does not really amount to proof. And the reason for that is really simple. It's because every evidence, whether it's something that you present in an ordinary case or in this case in an impeachment proceeding, must still survive scrutiny. And when does that happen? When does scrutiny happen? It happens only in a proper trial before a tribunal or a body that has jurisdiction to conduct trial. And that is something that the defense has been very clear from the very start. The reason why we had already stated that we will not be able to participate in a proceeding that we think is unconstitutional and goes beyond the powers that have clearly been identified by the Constitution to belong not in the House of Representatives or any of its committees, but in the Senate alone.
Basura na naman ang impeachment. Tama, sa impeachment court tayo mag-abot. Tuloy oh.
ang second question po. Sabi kanina din ni Congresswoman Luistro, April 29, ang papatalang bilang yung NBI-TFC patibag. And then sabi niya, yun na lang ang last hearing para magbutuhan para dun sa impeachment ng VP. So, ina-expect niyo po ba na-act na ito sa Senate at may numbers ang mga nagsusulong dito? And considering din na wala pang PR o yun na nakuha sa Supreme Court. Thank you.
Opo, medyo marami po yung tanong, no? But first and foremost, I don't want to preempt the vote of the Committee on Justice pagdating sa finding of probable cause na gagawin nilang botohan. Secondly, I also don't want to preempt the House itself. Diba? Bigyan naman natin ng respeto yung House. Tingnan na lang natin. Pero ang defense team, ready kami sa kung ano man mangyari. Like we've been saying, no, last year, we have been preparing for trial na dahil kahit nag-file tayo ng petition sa Supreme Court, hindi naman natin alam kung ano yung magiging desisyon nun. So we were preparing. And until today, we are still preparing. So ano na lang po tayo, no? Let's, I don't want to preempt, I don't want to speculate kung may boto man o walang House. I think it's best directed to the House members themselves. Pero kami, we're just ready for any eventuality.
Wala daw numero, attorney.
Ay po, good afternoon po.
Wala kasing numero yan, walang buboto. Kaya ang ginawa ho nila, hindi inaakyat sa plenaryo. Manira na lang tayo, demolition job, at trial by publicity na lang gawin natin laban kay Inday Sara para masira. Kasi pag iakyat agad sa plenaryo, wala, tapos na ang pelikula, tapos na ang kanilang script. Kaya sirain na lang, walang numero talaga, promise. Baliktaran na nga mga kongresista
Po, attorneys. Meron pong question, sabi po my first question, sabi po si Congressman Benny Abante kahapon sa hearing kahapon na the only way for the Vice President to answer the allegations is to face the impeachment court, or the Committee on Justice. I mean, nagmamakawa pa nga siya na dapat daw pumunta raw si VP sa hearing para ma-hear yung side niya. And there's also a recent interview by former Corona Defense Counsel Judge Roy na sinabi niya na pagpunta daw ni VP sa Committee on Justice is the strategic way for her to defend herself. What's your thought on those comments po?
Well, as to yung strategic way or not, I think our position has been very clear. It's about jurisdiction to conduct the proceedings that we feel are already bordering on trial, no? If not trial itself. So yun naman talaga yun. It wasn't really anything strategic. It was really something we had to file based as lawyers dun sa nakikita naming developments. Ngayon, pagdating naman po doon sa pagsagot, like Attorney Sheila said, scrutiny can only be had when we are also allowed to test the evidence, present our side, and that will be the impeachment court to the Senate.
Tama. Lang. Sa impeachment court, dalhin nyo na yan para magkaalaman. Hindi yun, kasi pag pupunta dyan si Inday Sara, anong gagawin ninyo? Pagpipiestahan lang ninyo, babastusin lang ho ninyo. Kung meron sufficient and substance and ground na ho yan, bakit may ganyan pa? Dapat pinagbutuhan na. Kasi wala nga, puro paninira lang
While I respect the opinion of Representative Abante, I think he also knows, I'm certain that he is aware, na ang tamang venue o ang tamang panahon para mag-conduct ng trial o para sagutin at magbigay kami ng ebidensya ang Vice Presidente ay hindi sa Committee on Justice.
Sa impeachment
Ito
court.
ay before the impeachment court. Ibig sabihin sa Senado. Hindi naman ito
Correct.
I think this is something important that we all need to understand. Hindi maaari na sinasabi lang natin, o dapat dito kayo sa komite, dito kayo sa komite. Kasi kailangan lang natin basahin ng konstitusyon. Sino ba ang impeachment court? Ito ba ang Committee on Justice? Hindi. Ito ba ang House of Representatives? Hindi rin. So sino? According to the Constitution, ang impeachment court, if that even will be constituted, ay ang Senado. So, ang ibig kong sabihin, the defense and the Vice President are ready to respond in detail, again, before the proper forum, and during a fair trial.
Nasa lang po on my end.
Feeling kasi ng abante na yan, sila yung impeachment court. Ang liwanag, ang may kaisa-isang kapangyarihan para mag-conduct ng impeachment trial ay yung impeachment court, kundi ang Senado. Di ba, abante, Kongreso kayo, mga buhaya kayo eh.
Ito po, naungkat din po ito dun sa hearings, yung sinasabing return, yung papabalik, yung mga sinasabing confidential funds na according sa mga sa Commission on Auditor. What's your take po doon? I mean, ano pong reaction po ng defense team sa paglalabas ng mga dokumento na ito regarding sa confidential funds?
Thank you, Red. I think you're referring to the decision of the commission proper. I'll be very candid. Nandun ako sa hearing na yun di ba? Kung napapansin nyo, sumisilip nga ako sa phone ni Attorney Camora. Kasi, nagulat ako, the Office of the Vice President or the persons that are accountable, supposed allegedly, doon sa ND, hindi pa sila naservan ng copy ng ND bago in-announce yung decision na yon. In fact, hanggang ngayon, wala pa rin kaming natatanggap. Ang natatanggap pa lang namin ay syempre yung galing sa House na binibigay nila sa amin. Pero yung mismong from COA itself, and I keep on checking with the accountable officer's name in that decision, kung nakuha na nila, or kami bilang councils, wala pa rin kami natatanggap actually.
So, ibig sabihin, kalukuhan lang yun. Sarswila lang ginagawa ng mga buhaya sa Kongreso. Anong accountable? Tuloy yun.
Ngayon, pagdating sa restitution, hindi pa po panahon para pag-usapan ang restitution because hindi
Wala
pa
pang
po final yung decision na yan. Let me clarify that. After a decision is rendered by the commission proper that is adverse, in this case, to the accountable officers of the OVP, meron pa pong 30-day period within which we can file an MR or we can, or actually, upon denial of the MR or motion for reconsideration, we will go up to the Supreme Court based on Rule 64 of the Rules of Court. At yan po ay nasa COA rules mismo. So we just wanted to clarify para lang klaro tayo lahat dito. The commission proper has decided, yes, wala pa kaming kopya. And secondly, hindi pa po final yan dahil may remedies pa po ang mga officials ng OVP. Again, motion for reconsideration within 30 days. And then, upon denial, kung ano man ang balanse ng 30-day period na yon, ay maaari pa kaming umakyat sa Supreme Court on Rule 64. At doon lang po sa desisyon ng Supreme Court magiging final itong disallowance na ito.
Correct. Narinig nyo mga bubunisang tanganista, yung final arbiter sa sinasabing ibalik may restitution ay yung Supreme Court hanggat wala pang desisyon nga kayong mga buhaya kayo sa inyong propaganda. Tuloy oh.
Para sa lang po ng Philippine News.
Without necessarily going into details, like how would you explain yung actually medyo nakakagulat na itong more than 600 suspicious transactions at in-mention yung almost 7 billion na amount na binanggit. Like,
Fake news tong animal na media, 600 suspicious transaction. Anak ng kamote, 30 lang, 31. Ulul. Ay, 33 pala, suspicious transaction. 630 yung transaction na bank na Inday Sara within 20 decades. Anak ng kamote, oh.
sa part ng defense team, like without necessarily going into details, like how would you address yung allegations sa
Yes.
kahapon?
I'll just stick with the facts, Kasi nga ayaw nating parang nagdedebate tayo sa media, di ba? So we'll just stick with the facts. Ano po ba ang suspicious transaction report? Ang laman po niyan ay suspicious transactions. Ang ibig po sabihin, suspicious transactions does not equate to any wrongdoing or unlawful activity. Perhaps the bank thought or tagged it as suspicious, so umakyat, sa AMLAC, nagkaroon ng suspicious transaction report. Ngayon, hindi naman ibig sabihin nun, illegal na kaagad, or may money laundering na kaagad, or may krimen na kaagad. In fact, mag-trigger lang yon para sa AMLAC na tingnan at kung gusto nilang imbestigahan, at yun po nangyari. In fact, kanina, when the legal team and I, the defense team and I were perusing over the documents, wala kasi kaming time so nagpa-browse lang kami. Napansin namin, dun sa attachment ng suspicious transaction report, ang naging basis nila for that was media reports on the confidential funds, on the committee
Anak ng
hearings,
kamote.
regarding in relation to the confidential funds. So, maaring yon yung nag-trigger sa bank, And yun lang yung naging basihan ng bank, kaya nagkaroon ng suspicious transaction report. But again, I don't want to speculate on that. Yun lang yung nabasa namin. So, wala pa kaming time para bigyan kayo ng full picture. But at least we want that established that a suspicious transaction does not necessarily mean or does not automatically equate to any wrongdoing or any unlawful activity. Pagdating naman po
Exactly.
dun sa pangalawang yung tanong na bilyon at sabi nyo nga nakakagulat, marami ring nagulat. Totoo naman po yun, Kahit naman sino siguro magagulat kung ganun yung amounts. But again, doon po kami nanggagaling sa how is an AMLAC report presented. Diba? It is aggregate of all ang tawagan nila ay inflows and outflows. So lahat ng deposit, lahat ng withdrawal,
Pinag-plus.
nilang lahat yon. At least yun yung posisyon namin, pananaw namin, o pagkakaintindi namin sa reports ng AMLAC, no? Na ina-add lang nila lahat yun over a span of 18 years. So it doesn't give us a clear picture kung magkano ba talaga yung pera na nasa bangko. Kasi kung meron kang 5,000, 20,000 na dinideposit mo, kada buwan, wini-withdraw mo, etc., etc., pag ina-add mo yung lahat over a span of 18 years, talagang magiging malaki yung amount, magiging bloated, no? And that is why we're saying that these things, no, we just have to be very cautious on how we look at it. Again, I'm not saying na mali yung report ng AMLAC, wala kaming sinasabing ganyan. What we're saying is we have to be cautious on how to take those figures that were being given out yesterday. And as you know, the Vice President in her statement already denied, you know, all these things na may ganun siyang kalaking pera na pumasok sa kanyang bangko at any point in time.
Isang kalokohan nga, panluloko yung numero labang kay Inday Sara para sabihin ng malaki kasi yung flood control trilyon-trilyon anak ng kamuti. Tingnan kaya natin yung transaksyon ni Bongbong Marcos, di ba lampas hanggang impyerno? Tuloy po.
Sir, the hearing kahapon ng mga congressmen and raised the concern na the committee might be violating laws. Pero as the defense team of the Vice President, we take the rights of the committee were violated. If so, ano ang pwede
Ako sa ngayon, if I can be honest with you, hindi na ko muna didiretso yung sagutin yan. Of course, we have our own position and you'll know it the proper time.
Habol ko lang. Nasa kanila po yung box ng BIR. And hindi doon mo kasi we understand parang nasa bumata from BIR to withdraw but the committee refused to do it. So, anong plano po ng defense team kasi they're still in possession of the box?
Well, I think it was clear from the PIR's position itself, no? The commissioner during the transmittal even mentioned the confidentiality of all these returns, specifically I think section 270 if I'm not mistaken of the tax code, no? So nilatag na naman niya yon, no? And in fact dun sa transmittal when we saw it, nakasulat doon, it can be given as long as it's in executive session and by request by Congress and in aid of legislation, which this is not, no? Hindi to in aid of legislation. So kami naman, we'll just monitor the developments and syempre bilang abogado, kung makikita namin na violate yung rights ng aming kliyente, we will have to do everything to protect, no, the rights of the Vice President. So Sheila, you wanted to add, no?
Just in addition, balikan ko yung tanong ni, what's the name of the lady, ni Miss Marisol, with respect dun sa sinabi niya na kagulat-gulat daw, marahil, no, kamangha-mangha na bilang ng salapi na sinabi o binanggit kahapon sa Committee on Justice. Pero I think what we also need to remember is, despite the alleged amount that were presented yesterday, doon sa sinasabi nila na AMLAC reports, ng SDRs, CTRs, etc., walang kahit ano na sinabi din ang AMLAC that any of these SDRs or transactions was linked to any unlawful activity. Yun ang dapat na malinaw. And I think yun ang dapat din nating maging gabay, no? Bago natin paniwalaan o kunin yung mga impormasyon lamang na inilalatag sa ating harapan. What I'm saying is, before we draw any conclusions, again, we should look at the fundamental issue. Kailan ba ang tamang panahon para mag-test itong mga sinasabi nilang ebidensya? At saan? Tamang panahon, during trial, before the impeachment court. And the defense team is ready to respond in detail when that happens.
Ayaw kasi nila yakit agad eh.
Good afternoon po. Kahapon po lumabas din sa hearing na di umano nakatanggap ng pera si VP Sara and her relative.
Teka lang, kagulat-gulat yung halaga, 6.7 na bilyon na putang ina, hindi naman yan ang laman ng pera ni Inday Sara, baka nga negative pa si Inday Sara. O ano ang nakakagulat? Yung trilyon-trilyon sa flood control, hindi kayo nagulat? Mga hinayupak na mga Marisol Abduramal ba yan? Sa GMA, hindi kayo nagugulat dyan sa flood control? Ang kakapal ng mga mukha ninyo, mga bayarang media kayo.
It's from a certain Samuel Uy, na allegedly ay isa pong drug lord. Comment ko lang po dito. And does she know Samuel Uy?
Yeah. Thank you, Victoria. As to her personally knowing Samuel Uy, hindi namin napag-usapan pa. But with, I think it's open, it's public information naman na kaibigan talaga ni PRRD, si Samuel Uy. Now, as to the allegation of him being a drug lord, I think that's...
Malabo yan.
I don't have the facts. That's merely an allegation, no? So we shouldn't conclude anything out of that. Again, unless proven in the court of law, I don't even want to go there and say alleged drug lord. Tsaka kawawa rin naman kasi yung tao, no, na nadadama yung pangalan. Pagdating dito sa mga perang na banggit kahapon, I think ang sabi ay manager's check. We have to note that ang nakasabi lang naman is a manager's check was allegedly nagpagawa ng manager's check, allegedly si Sammy Uy, wherein the recipients are the Vice President and ganito and who else. So, yun lang yung nakasulat no? Wala naman dun anything na natanggap talaga nila. And as you know, the Vice President already issued a statement denying that she had received any of these amounts of money that were presented yesterday. Now, again, we don't want to get into the details, but those checks, we're confident that we will be able to clarify everything and show the public kung ano talaga yung nangyari sa checks and kung meron man talaga, no, pagdating ng trial.
Dapat si Samuel Oy kasuhan si Trillanes ng libel ng makulong ang animal. Tuloy natin kunti.
And also, attorney, si Committee on Justice Chair Luis Ro, sinabi naman po niya kanina sa isang interview na the evidence versus VP Sara surpassed threshold of probable cause for impeachment. Your comment on it?
Well, I guess, again, with all due respect to Chairperson Luis Tro, no, I don't want to be debating with her, but it's being the chairperson of the Committee on Justice, sabi nila, yan nga ang trabaho nila, mag-determine ng probable cause with that statement. So I guess we know what her position is. And if they put it to a vote, again, nasa kanila naman yan, yung determination ng probable cause. If it so happens that talagang magkaroon ng determination of probable cause, just give it to plenary and transmitted, tayo, we will not anymore debate on what they did there, but we will just face them in the Senate. Of course, without waiving the petition that we filed before the Supreme Court regarding what we see as constitutional infirmities dito sa mga proceedings na ito.
Next is Mr. Jason Zubico, Assembly.
Mr. Jason Panang as a 9. Sir, first question, under po sa AMLA, banks or under po sa Section 9 ng AMLA, it provides for that SDRs and CDRs shall not be disclosed and are protected from public release. And this confidentiality is reinforced by the Bank Secrecy Law and related financial privacy laws. So, bakit ang mga sir, posible po bang may na batas ang AMLA at ang House Committee on Justice sa paglalagay ng bank accounts ni VP Sara Duterte and Attorney Mans Carpio, and posible po ba na dadalhin ng ninyo ang usapin na ito sa Korte Suprema if may nakita na kayong paglabag sa constitutional rights ni VP Sara?
Dali.
Can I think you said it yourself, no? Kung yun yung nilalaman ng batas, malinaw naman yung sinasabi ng batas. That those information are strictly confidential, cannot be disclosed, hindi ba? But we've seen otherwise from what happened before the committee hearing yesterday. Now, as to any actions that we plan to take or the personalities involved plan to take, that's something that I hope you understand we will not be able to disclose at this point.
Pero kakasuhan yan.
Just to add on, we are, and just to emphasize, we are fully aware of that Section 8A, if I'm not mistaken, of the law as amended.
Sir, sa question, ano po ang panawagan po ninyo sa public? Kasi parang ang lumalabas po na lahat ng mga sinasabi dun sa House Committee on Justice ay parang tinatanggap na katotohanan ng ilan. So ano po ang panawagan ninyo sa publiko sa gitna po ng usapin ngayon involving the Vice President?
Siguro simple lang po talaga ang panawagan namin. No? Let's just be cautious doon sa mga lumalabas without saying that they're false because that's really not my point. I'm not saying false yung mga lumalabas. All I'm saying is we have to be cautious, especially with the way things are being presented. And ang panawagan namin is hintayin nila kami. No? Hintayin nila na kami naman ang magpresenta ng aming ebidensya para pabulaanan lahat ng mga lumalabas ngayon laban sa ating Vice Presidente.
Sir, last question. Kasi sinabi po ni Vice President Sara doon sa kanyang statement na isa sa mga nasa photo ng mga parata ng former Senator Trillanes is the sitting President. So, may magiging hakbang po ba ang defense team laban po sa Pangulo?
I don't think we're I don't think we're at liberty to discuss things like that because kami we're just limited to the impeachment proceedings. So sa atin di kami magko-komento anything outside, especially of course if it relates to the president. Wala po kaming kinalaman diyan. Kami po ay dito lang po kami sa impeachment focus.
Okay, pero maliwanag po sa sinasabi ni Vice President Inday Sara Duterte na si Trillanes ay tuta ni Bongbong Marcos at ang nag-finance kay Trillanes ay si Bongbong Marcos. Maliwanag naman talaga yan. No contest na yan eh. Kasi nga pinupuri na ngayon ng mga supporters ni Bangag itong si Trillanes. Nagiging credible na ngayon eh. Ang kakapal ng mga mukha ng mga ngiwi na mga siraulo mga supporters ni Bangag. So anyway, laban lang. Vice President Inday Sara Duterte, tatag lang tayo. Alam naman po natin ang mga Duterte ay likas po sa kanila at hindi po umaatras sa laban. Wala na, yan na yung pinaka last hura ng mga buhaya para masira si Vice President Inday Sara. Pero ang tanong, nasisira ba talaga nila? Ang sagot, hindi. Kaya ang Pilipinas, Duterte pa rin.